This is our friend Patrick. You know him, he's been on the channel a while.
What's up, guys?
We found out that Patrick teaches a real college class, and when we found that out, we thought, easy, we could do that. So we're going to try to teach a real college class with real college students here today. Patrick, what are we in for?
Here's the challenge that I'm giving you guys today with my students.
Okay.
You all have 10 minutes to teach them whatever you want to teach them. They're gonna rank you and grade you with gold stars on a scale of 1 to 5 with professor's vibe, educational value, and overall rating, okay? So I think that's an important thing to say. I also want to be clear that a professor is a tenured position and none of you are professors.
Fair, that is fair. That's okay. I did go to ASU for 10 years though, so. I don't know.
That's pretty,
I don't know what that gets me.
well, I guess that means you're tenured.
Tenure.
Ow! You guys want to bring in the students?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Bring them in.
All right, class, please meet your professors for the day. This is Shayne, this is Tommy, this is Angela, this is the class.
Hi, class.
All right, so I think we should go ahead and, it's very formal.
Yeah.
We're cute, we're chill, we're cool. So we're gonna
meet you.
That was good.
My first impressions of the three people were that this was not going to be a normal Patrick class. Patrick definitely has a plan, and whereas I think they had a plan, theirs wasn't that great.
I feel like I didn't really know what to expect. I just kind of heard, hey, you're gonna be in this video and you're gonna have fun and you're just gonna have people teach you. And they all walked in and they seemed pretty comfortable, but also I could see the nerves in their faces, just like a teeny bit.
I was a little concerned at first because, I don't know, like there's not like a way to dress the part in this, but I thought they were all kind of trying to do that a little bit too much. Just like with the flannel on Shayne and the trench coat, oh, it was really a little bit over the top for me.
Yeah, I mean, right away I noticed there was a tall dude with a trench coat and sunglasses inside, so I was ready to like be sold something, which I was not opposed to, and everybody else seemed, you know, a little dorky. I was on my guard immediately, I would say.
That's so real of you, and I get it.
Tommy, you want to start us off?
I would love to start us off.
All right, please enjoy this first speaker, Tom.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Good freaking luck, dude.
Yeah,
All
good
right.
luck, loser.
You have 10 minutes. I'll give you a 5-minute warning and a 1-minute warning.
Could you please sit down, sir?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah!
Shut up!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to How to Be Famous Online, a simple guide. I am Tommy, your professor today. Let's do this. The glasses were just for the beginning. All right, what are we talking about? We're talking about content. Content is the only thing that matters, okay? Content, what is content? You are content, all right? But content is not you, okay? Don't let those cross paths, because look at this. You know a Venn diagram? They're not matching. You see, there's no connection here. No connection, and that's what social media is connectionless, okay? We have you online and you offline. They are not touching. They are different things, okay? All right, so what are your likes and interests in reality? Could I ask you what your likes and interests are?
I'd love to play guitar.
No. Your likes and interests are being Gen Z, being sexy, and being Diane. Now you're saying, hold on, being Diane, what's that about? There are no famous Dianes. Can you name one of them? You can't. You can't name a famous Diane. Yes?
Diane Lane?
I've never heard of her. She must not be famous.
That's crazy.
You know who is famous? Go-Go Siwa.
This isn't fair. He's crushing.
All right. Okay, please take a look at a graph. That's what schools do. They make graphs. You have, I've also heard it's pronounced Jens, and that's how I'll be pronouncing it for the rest of the performance. Jens, sexy Diane, successful content, big money. Now, money's the only thing that matters in life. We're gonna talk about that later. All right, how to be Gen Z online. Now, most of you are Gen Z, so you probably already know this. All right, the first thing is never try hard. Never try hard, never look like you're trying hard, or you're finished, you're done, okay? No trying hard. Please see this presentation, there's no design. Okay. And then don't be old. Don't be old. Don't even think about it. It's impossible. Don't do that. Don't be old. Never get old. And then ABV. All right, ABV, you may know this from an alcohol bottle. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about always be vaping. Can I ask in the class who vapes? Does anyone in the class vape? Don't be shy. Someone has to. I know someone does. No? Well, you're about to start vaping because I've got this for you. I'll meet you out back.
I was so excited because I love free t-shirts and I love like ironic t-shirts, so hey! I was like, this is already like up here. If this is like the bar, if the bar is being set here, everyone else is gonna do such a good job, so.
None of you are at this point yet, but some of us are. If you're in your 30s, get a real job, old. Don't do that. You're not gonna be famous online because you're 30. Moving forward. All right, how to be sexy online. All right, we know how to be gens online. Now we know how to be sexy online. Okay, well, it's pretty simple. You lean against a door frame, you make a face, and then you smash cut to your abs. Now, some of us don't have abs because they're sleeping right now, and I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. So work on that sometime. So that's fine. We'll get back. We'll get them back at some point. All right. Now, all right. Sexy. There's different takes on what sexy is, but everyone can be sexy. So don't think you can't be sexy if you're sexy enough. So there's like you gotta, yeah. All right, now how can you be Diane online? Now this is, it feels hard. It feels like there's a lot of work that has to be done. It's very simple. You change your name to Diane. That's how you be Diane online. Okay. All right. Some of you are thinking, I'm unsure. I'm nervous, I'm scared. When you should be thinking, I'm Diane. I'm Diane online. That's what you should be thinking. Write that down on your paper. All right.
You don't have to write that down.
Write it down.
I was a little confused about the Diane thing, because that kind of feels like a step in the old direction, which felt a little bit counterproductive to his point, so.
Finally, some points that you need to take home with you today. Okay. Quantity over quality. No quality, don't make it good. Keep pumping it out, never stop. That's what content is for, it never ends. Keep making, no thinking. Do you think sometimes? Sometimes. Not anymore. You're done. You're done. You're gonna just make content and keep plowing forward until you're 30, and then you're done. And money is the only goal in life, and all the time. That's the only thing that matters. Happiness is money. All right, we have a little test. Thank you. It won't take much longer. I have a little pop quiz. I have a little test today. Question for you. Did you make content during this presentation?
No.
All right. Guess I'm not a great professor. All right, and now I'd love to open up the floor to Q&A. How can I be more Gen Z, Diane, sexy? I'd love to hear how I could be more famous online. You guys are Gen Z, so yes?
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice that you're still Tommy right now.
Thank you.
Like you could, take the step, be Diane. I feel like that's a good start.
That's true. Wow. I could do that, and that I do plan on doing that. I do plan on doing that. Thank you so much. Does anyone else have any tips on how I could be sexier, maybe?
I feel like the trench coat makes you seem a little bit old. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Only old people wear trench coats.
You just made content! You just made content!
You just made content!
That was content!
Tommy just kind of sprung that on me. I was not prepared at all, so I didn't make any content during that class, except for right at the end. I'm glad I was able to redeem myself.
Thank you everyone for coming to my class. I am a professor. And I hope the other 2 people don't teach you as much as I did today. Thank you so much.
You got 3 minutes. You don't want to use them?
No, I don't. My lesson is complete. Thank you.
Awesome professor.
Tommy was definitely interesting. He was engaging, but he lost me with some of his concepts. All the comments about, us being sexy and asking if he was sexy was a little strange.
To be honest, a little negative. The slideshow felt like he was like, don't be yourself. And I think that what I've learned is that you should be yourself and you should be like putting out there what you feel the best about. And here's the thing, here's what I thought about the presentation itself. I love a Venn diagram. So I was really excited about that. And, and I thought there was a lot of humor in it, and I got that it was like a funny show, but like in terms of teaching, didn't love the moral feelings that I got there. But a great slideshow.
I really enjoyed Tommy's vibe. It was frightening with the trench coat, but the sunglasses were cool.
Kind of like he was gonna disappear into like the Matrix or something.
I already knew about Diane. It was all stuff I knew, so I didn't really think that like we needed him there too much. But the eye candy was nice. He was good to look at, so that's where I put my votes.
With Patrick, I'm not worried about being sexy. I'm not worried about how sexy he is. So it was just weird to now be thinking about that.
Angela, get up here.
You got it, Diane.
Diane Sawyer?
Diane Keaton.
Must
Diane
not be famous.
Isn't Princess Diana's full name Diane?
No.
No, it's Diana. Okay.
Her full name?
Not a word.
Her full name?
Don't look at it yet.
No looking, no looking.
We're rolling? Is my time start now?
Yeah.
I want to win so bad. Okay, here we go. Hey guys, how are we?
Good.
Sorry, I had to wake you up after Tommy's. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be teaching you how to gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss your way through the internet. A guide by a winning professor, if you ask me. This is awesome, okay? I spent so much time on this presentation, okay? Let's start. Why gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss of all things? But first, gift cards. Gift cards for every one of you. Olive Garden.
Shit.
$5 for Olive Garden. $5 GameStop for you. $5 Lowe's. $5 Apple Store, iTunes, here we come. $5 Dunkin' Donuts. $5 Ralph's. My personal favorite, $5 Tesla. And $5 to Michael's.
I should have made 20 shirts.
How we doing? How we doing? Yes! What are you gonna get at iTunes?
I'm gonna get a phone app.
Woo!
I got a Michael's gift card, which is like my favorite place to go, big on crafts. I'm gonna get so many buttons and like string and stuff.
Awesome class. Okay, gaslight. Okay, choose one approach in gaslight. Sorry, you're too old, can't see back there? Gaslighting on the internet, okay? I say choose one approach. Let's say your ex follows you on TikTok, okay? And you want them to see that you're doing well. You can make this your thing, okay? Enhance. Use what you already have and make it look better. That one corner of your room, use that you love, and that's your angle, right? So your ex can see, I'm killing this. Okay, emotional, let them in. Use your platform as a way to be vulnerable and show people, like your ex, that you care and that you're available, okay? But what's the world's easiest way to gaslight? A green screen. Okay? Green screen also starts with a G, like girl boss, gaslight, and gatekeep, and gift card. What are you gonna do with your gift card?
Breadsticks.
Woo! Okay, so, I'm sorry, what?
I said breadsticks are free.
Okay. Here are 3 ways I used the green screen to gaslight my followers, but more importantly, my ex, into thinking I was something I'm not. Okay? And this is a powerful tool we have with social media. That is my whole point here. Okay? So these are things I did with that. Okay? Let's see if I can start it. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if the volume is on. Great, ready? Here's a way I used a green screen to show my ex I was in Paris.
I love being in Paris so much. I love being in Paris just as much as I miss my ex.
I posted it straight to TikTok, and I'm using it in a way I want. Now, other professors here can just say, do something you like, do something for followers. I'm doing something for things that I directly need. I am doing things to get attention from people I need. Could be a slippery slope. But we can do that the next class. Okay, here's another video TikTok I made using gaslighting, green screening, okay? I did this to show my ex I was at an arcade.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm coming to you live on TikTok from the arcade. I'm just spending a Friday night here. It's pretty empty here tonight. I know there's like literally no one around here. It's a ghost town, so is my heart. But I'm doing a lot of work. I'm doing a lot of self-help. I'm like doing reading a lot of books and learning on why someone would cheat. And I'm realizing that I just wasn't in the right mind. And I think I am learning how to forgive myself before I move on. So I want Mark to know if he hears this, that I'm ready to move on. And he should be too.
What a great way I use the internet to show and send a message, maybe to someone specific. And lastly, here's another one I use, and this is, sometimes you can just really put it all, oh.
Hey guys, what's up?
Okay.
That happens.
Here's one of me at the Niagara Falls.
It's literally so wet and cold out here. This is crazy. Oh my God. Hi TikTok. I'm back on here. Just logging on from the Niagara Falls, believe it or not. Just out here thinking about you guys. In particular, somebody else. Just like logging on here to say hi. And I'm out here and I'm having really critical thoughts. This is me out here having really critical thoughts. Please DM me, Mark.
Great, right? That's just me. Okay, no, how do you go away? Okay, you did it! Okay, girl bossing your way through the internet is doing what makes you feel confident, okay? Thank you all. It's doing what makes you feel good responsibly. Okay, now the presentation ends here because I don't think we should gatekeep anymore. That was just a fun G I added to girl bossing and green screening and gift carding. Speaking of which, come on, guys! Guys, I'm sorry when Professor Tommy said that you weren't doing well. You were doing well in my class.
Not teaching him anything.
Thank you.
Literally, you guys learned so much, and you're walking away. I literally nourished you, and you're gonna go shopping. If that isn't teaching, I don't know what is. Welcome to the economy.
Oh my God.
Thank you. I hope you can consider me for all 5 stars.
Angela, I was very happy with the bribery to a certain sense, but also I felt that it was a little distracting sometimes. Like, how am I supposed to pay attention and have something in my mouth at the same time? I don't really know, but I'll definitely take the Apple gift card. Like,
Bribery definitely works on me, so I was really excited when the gift cards came out, and then the candy too. That was an awesome moment. It was definitely different than Tommy's, which was a relief in a way.
I thought that Angela had really good examples of videos. I love to see an example video, and I thought they were really funny. Love that we got to know a little bit about her personal life, because I love that, love a good story. Going back, like Tommy felt like you didn't want me to be myself, but Angela felt encouraging of the fact that you should be yourself. And put that out there for the world. Love that. 5 stars.
So I thought Angela did a really good job. I liked the way she kind of used the bribery. I mean, clearly bribery works on me, but I also think maybe it was a little try hard. Like there were 2 things, and it wasn't just like one person's getting it. Like I got lucky with this, so everybody got something, which, you know, everyone should get stuff, but like I want to be special. But I think she did a great job. I just really loved the way she used the presentation to kind of like use the same joke and do it over and over again. And I also think that a lot of people use TikTok like that, and I thought that was so funny.
I liked Angela a lot.
Her tactics definitely did work on me. I was hungry and Angela provided candy. And I have to go home in like a week, so now I can take a really long Uber home or maybe fly home in a spaceship. So I don't really know.
Okay, Shayne, you're next.
Great. Great.
What did you bring for the class?
Yeah. What gifts did I bring? How's everyone's M&Ms? Cool. Hi, I'm Shayne. I'm a professional idiot on the internet, and today my presentation is about knowing your audience, which is part of being an entertainer. You know the content you want to make, but it's important to know what your audience likes to watch. It's a big part of it. Knowing is half the battle. Making content, be it online or anywhere else, is largely about knowing who your audience is and what they enjoy watching. I think we all agree about that. So how to know your audience? 3 easy steps. 1, judge them. Someone's 11 years old, they like Roblox probably. If someone is the weirdest person you've ever met in your life, they probably like Garfield. You know? These are the types of things you can use. Also, empathy is apparently a thing. I've heard it described as like putting yourself in someone else's shoes and living like how they would live throughout a day and what they would be watching throughout that. I don't know, I'm still learning. And also, watch a lot of shit. That's actually just genuine, real advice for being in this industry. Watch the stuff you want to make. Watch it all. Watch stuff that you don't even like. I've seen some episodes of 2.5 Men. I learned something, I think. Now, allow me to demonstrate this. You know, I can tell you about this, I can go on and on like these other 2 professors did, but I'd prefer to actually show you. You see, in this moment, you guys are my audience, and I've been carefully studying, analyzing, and deciphering what kind of content I think you all like to watch. And I also know you submitted some of your favorite online creators. I'm going to see those online creators now, and I'm going to be able to identify who in this room likes those 3 creators.
What?
Watch. Top 3 YouTubers.
You already said that, idiot.
Okay.
That was her.
I already know, I know this room. It's probably not just YouTubers. It's probably other types of online creators. Because you guys are cool. YouTubers are lame. Let's see, we got Dave Hill, Joe Pera, and high five if you're still alive. Oh, love this guy. So this person really likes dry humor. They like a joke to go on for a long period of time. Now, I think someone we've seen with some comedy chops already based on some of their comments in this room. I think it's pretty clear this has got to be Cooper. I mean, I'm going to go with Cooper on this one. Oh! Shit! I mean, it was obviously, sorry, you're sitting right next to Cooper, so I got kind of distracted there. Obviously, Amelie, I knew that.
He did not pick mine right. Felt like there was a bit of stereotyping. I can't be the one that likes dry humor. I don't know about that. I didn't love that. And then he picked Cooper instead for mine, and it was like, just felt like that wasn't cool. Didn't like that.
Next one, we have Trisha Paytas, Baked by Melissa, and the vampire Jack Townsend. This person likes crazy shit. Insane shit. They're in for a thrill. They want to not know what's coming next. Easy. This has got to be Ben. Right, Ben?
No!
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
How did you
Let's
do
go!
that?
Let's go, because I've been studying. I've been analyzing. Respect, Ben, that's pretty cool. Markiplier. Oh, nice. That guy's great. Cute. I can't pronounce his name right. And the Game Grumps, okay. A lot of respect for this person. We have similar taste, similar style here. All right, this person likes, I think they kind of like to put these people on in the background while they're gaming, probably. We got a gamer here. Interesting. Who here could be a gamer? Any of you could be. But who Who's like a Game Grump Markiplier type gamer? Max. No. Ethan. No, Max. Ethan. Storm. Max. Boom. Cooper! Cooper, what were you doing? You would love Joe Pera. I'm telling you, you probably would. You probably would really like him if you watched. Next one. I know who these people are. Okay, I do know who Rachel Bloom is. I definitely know that. All right. I got to go off vibes on this one since I haven't watched enough shit. I need to watch more shit. This is a clear indication of that. Mackenzie way in the back. It's you. Hillary! No! That was what I was going to say that. I was going to say that. About that. I was going to say that. But, I second guessed myself. Trust your instincts. That's another lesson that I didn't put in there.
I don't know. I feel like the people I picked, it's like kind of really obvious. Like, it's the girlies of the vibes. And I don't know, like.
Drew Gooden, Curtis Connor. Vitamin water. Okay.
Someone's a genius.
All right, so this, okay, no, I've got this now. I've got this. This person likes commentary. This person likes to see, a comedic breakdown of something. I can imagine this person maybe wants to be a writer of some sort. They like long-form content, video essay type content. Now, I'm getting Mackenzie vibes from this. All right? Yeah! Okay. See, because I knew, that's why I knew that other one. That was a mistake. That was stupid. All right, Eddie Burbach, Nakey Jakey, Oni plays. Really cool. Really awesome. These are good ones. All right, so this person liked comedy. They also like video essay breakdowns. This is very similar to the last one there. And they also like some really crazy shit. Oni plays some of the weirdest content ever, and I love it. Let's see. Come on, man. Come on. Smiling Friends is pretty good, right?
It's great.
You can't.
Yeah. Ethan! No! You tricked me! That's not fair!
He hasn't seen Smiling Friends.
All right. Oh, Markiplier back on the board. Cody Code, Danny Gonzalez. These are actually truly some of the content creators I watch as well. A lot of video essay connoisseurs here. Respect. Okay. Not many people left. Storm, Max, I think you're the two left. So, right? Am I missing anyone? Okay. Max, I'm getting Markiplier vibes from you. Storm, I'm not getting Markiplier vibes. I don't know why. I don't know what that even means. I don't know what I'm doing. Guys, I gotta be honest with you. I'm not a professor. What? Like, not. I'm just an actor, man.
You could do this.
You can't.
Okay. Max, I'm gonna go with you. Yes! And next up, all right, okay. Creative Minds, I don't know these creators, but I got a little tip from Patrick that, Storm, you do like music, correct?
Yeah.
All right, I'm guessing these are musical creators of some sort?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, not Markiplier.
No.
So I got that right. All right, Storm. Boom! Okay, sweet. See, I'm pretty good at this. With this knowledge of what you watch, I can much better create content that you will enjoy. I'm working with something here. It determines the length of the content, the type of content, how much comedy's in it. It's all right there. I don't need this one. That was in case, but it's fine. Nailed it. Thank you guys so much.
I really liked Shayne as a teacher. At first, the vibe was a little bit, it seemed like he wasn't sure what he was doing, like he hadn't fully taken on the role of professor.
Yeah, so with Shayne, I feel like what I appreciated a lot is that Shayne really took the time to kind of learn our names and understand like kind of who we were just based off the photos. He didn't know, obviously, what people we chose in terms of like our favorite creators. So I thought it was actually really, really cool to see him guess like half of them right, just based on like our photos and stuff and like kind of what our presence was in the classroom.
Well, he was guessing everyone's favorite YouTubers, and he actually did guess mine because I was the last one.
So Shayne did not guess me correctly, which was fine, but you know, he felt a little sad. He felt a little like kind of apart. I don't know if he was like ready for this, if he knew like how many students there were gonna be. Like he thought it was gonna be a bigger classroom. This was like kind of intimate, so I really got to peel back the layers.
You did give him a 5 for educational value, though.
I did. I needed to throw him a bone, yeah.
All right, so fill out those scorecards. Determine who you think was the best interim teacher, and we'll collect those and we'll see what's going on. Let me know if you guys have any questions.
Are you filling out a scorecard?
I won't be filling out a scorecard, but I have opinions.
Okay.
All right, you guys done? You done? Raise your hand. I'll collect them.
Hey guys, when you're handing back your things, make sure you don't accidentally hand your gift card that I gave you.
Shut up.
Keep that close. And yeah, just make sure.
What do we think about the speakers today, class? Did you like them? Very cool. I thought this was actually very valuable. There was a lot of stuff that we talked about in class that they brought up a little bit, right? We talked about some stuff. I do have a couple notes for you guys, if that's okay.
Yeah. Might be.
So Tommy, I would, in the future, stray away in an academic setting from telling students to be sexy and then asking them to tell you that you're sexy. I think that would be maybe one of the biggest things for me. I would say in the future, I think that's... yeah, right, sure. And I would just if you're applying for a job, I would let people know your stance on that before you get hired, so that everyone is aware of what you're going to be doing in class.
Great.
Just asking people to tell you that you're sexy, especially in some sort of teacher-student relationship, can get a little dicey.
Cool.
It's cool. Sure, interesting. Yeah, so that's just my thought for you. But I thought you were really cool and very interesting. I think they were really engaged, and you definitely kept us, hooked. It was alluring. Angela, I love.
Oh, before you talk,
Yeah, what's going on?
Give you this.
Okay.
I voted, and then you took it.
Welcome to the internet.
So I'm actually going to go ahead and give this back because my dad is a regional manager for Olive Garden. So
Yes!
I actually don't
was
need
gonna
this.
give it back to you after we call
Okay. Angela, I think you were very engaging. You definitely had their attention and you had their enthusiasm. What I would just give you as a suggestion from the faculty-teacher side is that that is a losing game for you. And if you were to do that on class 1, by the final class, you're going to be broke, and you're going to be desperate, and you're going to feel very much like a pick-me, to be honest. And the power dynamic will have shifted. And you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're just dying to give them more things to get approval from them. And that's not what this relationship is, right? That's not why we're here.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot about my other relationships.
So yeah, I would say maybe that is. I would also say maybe talking about your relationships to your students is probably a gray area that isn't kind of teeters into bad.
My relationships with
Mark, just kind of showing constant TikToks about how you're trying to get back. And to be clear, it's a quiet night at the air hockey rink, whatever that was. That just made me really uncomfortable, and I don't think anyone should emulate that.
It was an empty arcade. I don't know what you're asking about. Also, but this is content too, and if you didn't know, I'm using this to reach out to Mark.
Oh,
So if
great.
Mark was watching this right now, he would see all this.
He does not watch this.
So I am girl bossing.
Mark watches Markiplier.
Yeah, it's in the name. But other than that, I think the class was really excited about it, and you gave them, gift cards, which is very cool. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Shayne. Yeah, I think it was very cool and very, very engaging, very dynamic. There was a lot going on. I think you kind of put the students in a bit of a caretaker situation when you became so emotional that we felt the need to console you. And I think as a teacher, maybe, did you guys feel that a little bit? You're like, I'm a little uncomfortable. You guys maybe felt like, oh, now I have to take care of this adult man. Yeah. So I think that was like a little difficult to deal with for us.
But they probably learned from that.
Sure, they learned from that in the way that people grow up into caretaker positions, and that's something they have to undo sometimes. So I would just say, in the future, you can come in, you are teaching, you're in charge, and if something doesn't go your way, I think you can pivot that. There's been things that haven't gone my way in class. There was the time where I accidentally opened my computer and 50 TikToks played at the same time. It was happening in class. That was a meltdown, but we survived it. We haven't talked about it since just now. And we won't talk about it off camera. But, but it was, it's something you have to kind of deal with. I think you can't show your hand like that.
Sure.
Yeah. And you're showing it again right now. Great PowerPoints. You made those graphics?
Yeah. Yeah, I have Canva.
No, you have Google Slides because I've seen that exact template. Now we're going to see how these students have rated you.
The most harrowing moment of my life.
I have the results. Okay. All right, in third place, we rank these out of 15 stars on an average of 10.44 out of 15 stars. In third place is Shayne.
Okay. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay.
That never happens.
I was about to quit YouTube.
In second place, on an average of 10.5 out of 15 stars, is Tommy, which means in first place, on an average of 11.625 out of 15 stars, is Angela.
We're going to Disneyland! Let's go! Let's go!
Yeah, gift card.
Let's go! Oh, we're all gonna go shopping together!
It's a big day. That's 8 different stores. Start at Tesla.
We'll go one and one.
Start at Tesla, pick up a car. Yeah. Drive her up.
I like it here.
Here's my sheet. I thought it was really important to say that if I were to rate Patrick for this, that I would say that Patrick would get a 5 stars on everything.
My final thoughts are that I feel educated, but not as educated as I felt throughout the semester with Patrick.
They like to play around in this setting to maybe be a professor like Patrick. And I think that they learned maybe more about teaching than we did from them.
The experience was really fun. I think we really got to realize how much we appreciate Patrick as a teacher, as an educator, and just not being either of those 3 people.
The experience doing this was just so incredible. I feel like I've grown up on Smosh, and doing this was just like making my childhood heart so happy, and everyone did amazing, and it was so fun to just do it with my friends, and Patrick's so cool, best professor ever. And I got a t-shirt and I'm gonna wear it all the time. I'm gonna wear it, sorry mom. I'm gonna come home from school and my mom's literally gonna be like, what is that? I'm like, ABV.
I have to stand by the trench coat comment. I can't falter here. I think there's a time and a place, but the classroom just isn't it.
Wow. From a teaching perspective, I didn't learn anything at all.
Great answer.
All right, well, this was a lot of fun, even though I got 3rd place, but let's be real, it wasn't fair. There's a lot of candies being thrown around here, so, we can agree on that. But this was a blast. Thank you so much, Patrick, for letting us do this.
Thanks for coming. Birthday break.
And Angela is now back in school.
Buckle up and get your notepads. I don't know what I'm doing. I spiked the camera too. That was so embarrassing.
And thanks for watching, and subscribe.
Haven't said that in a while.
Haven't said that in 2 years. All right. Get out of here. Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Wave to the camera. Bye.